musicians on the latest Boss Tones album. I can't even fucking talk. On the latest Boss Tones like books, Boss Tomes. The Mighty Boss Tomes.
Didn't we just talk about tomes?
Yeah.
Remember on the AFI record,
yeah,
the weather tome?
It's such
a bunch of cucks.
I know, it's such a stupid thing to say. Just say fucking book, asshole. Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast. I don't know why either, but it's fine. It's totally fine. This is the podcast where every week we get into a different record from a different band and we break it down. We do all the research we possibly can. We find out all the little secrets about these records and these bands, and we let you all know because, you know, we're Asinine Radio. Go to Apple Podcasts. Go there, rate, review, and subscribe to us. Keep on listening. Go to social media. You know, we can be found at Asinine Radio. My name is Tyler. Way out there, hundreds of miles away, way out there in the ether is Jeff. Also, real quick too, we do have a phone number that you can call. You could leave a voicemail. You could text. Whatever you want to do, just reach out to us. We actually had a guy from Missouri reach out to us. He texted us. Just real quick too, I just want to shout him out on this episode, even though I did prior. But he shot us a text earlier this month saying, I'm from Missouri and found your podcast on the iTunes store today and have been listening to it and I enjoy it. Keep up the good work, guys. Also, you guys should do Bloodhound Gang, which we'll probably do in the next few weeks because we listen to other people. We're very impressionable. So yeah, if you want, like I said, what?
You should have read that in like a Missouri or what we think would be a Missouri accent.
Missouri accent. Fun. What would even be a Missouri accent? A St. Louis accent? I don't even know.
I mean, fuck. It's all Southern to me. It's all that Florida panhandler type talk. Missouri. Is that this?
Wouldn't it be closer to Georgia? No, Florida. Yeah, it's like,
but that's the only accent I know.
It's so stupid. I don't think people in Missouri speak like that. I just don't think that's how it goes.
I don't know what the fuck Missouri is.
It's in the United States, actually.
Oh,
but there you go. So, like I said, we do have a phone number. It's 503-893-5307. So yeah, call us, leave us a voicemail, send us a text. I'll check it more often because I kind of forgot about it, but I'll check it every week before we do the pod, and then we'll shout you out if you want. But yeah, so there you go. Yeah, fuck Bo Cephas, dude. Fuck that guy.
Did you know? Fucking A. I forgot to tell you about this when I talked about Hank Williams. Bo Cephas. That's like the nickname or the pseudonym of Hank Williams Jr. They called him Bo Cephas. Yeah.
Oh God, no. Oh no.
How annoying, huh?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Bo Cephas.
Not at all.
What an asshole. Not Hank Williams Jr., the Bo Cephas.
Yeah, our Bo Cephas. Our shitty Bo Cephas.
Yeah, fucking I kind of forgot to tell you about that. How obnoxious.
Yeah. It really is. So, okay, anyway, let's move on. Let's get into the episode. What are we doing today, Jeff?
We're doing the Dropkick Murphys, their album Do or Die.
Now, Jeff, what is your origin story? I'm sorry. Your origin story with Dropkick Murphys. Go.
Okay. So my origin story is Camp 98. So it would be, we went to camp in August, so it would have been whatever January to August is. This album was released in January, so what, 7 months later?
Yeah.
8 months? 7 or 8 months later, this, I remember my counselor's name too, Danny. He was playing this all the time, and it was this one and then just a bunch of other punk stuff from this era. But it was Barroom Hero. That was the song that really got me. And this is back when camp was fun, and like the kids would like cuss and shit, and we'd like say bad words, and it was fun. But
of course,
we would do skits at campfire. But in our cabin, we do our own skits also, where we could do whatever the fuck we wanted, because it was just a bunch of the boys hanging out, you know, shooting the shit when we're fucking 10 years old. So we actually made a skit out of Barroom Hero, and we like enacted it, and it was so dumb, and it was just somebody, and we play the song and just basically wordplay, right? You would just act out what he's saying, what Mike's saying in the song.
Yeah.
And then it would just turn into like a shit show, and we'd throw things and throw pillows at each other and just act like assholes. And it was fun. It was really cool. So it was, I'm not like a hardcore Dropkick fan, but I've been a fan like damn near since the fucking beginning. Like since I was like 10, whatever, 97, we're born in 87. Since I was 11.
Yeah.
Damn,
that's pretty wild.
97, 98. So when I was like 11, I went to camp the first time when I was 8. So yeah, when I was 11, I've been a fan of this album in particular since I was 11, and then the Dropkick, I've not listened to all of their albums as they've come out, but I've listened to probably 8 out of the 10 as they've come out, and I've been a fan for a long time. I've never, still to this day, I don't think they've done anything that can even hold a light next to Do or Die, but they have a lot of good stuff. But I think Do or Die is just something extremely special. And it hits hard for me because of the nostalgia. And I just, man, listening to this again this week was, I still know all these fucking words. Every single song, I knew every single word to. And it was unbelievable. And I knew all the timings. I knew when things were coming in. I knew the drops. I knew just absolutely everything. It was fun. It was a good time. I had a good time this week.
Man, our origin stories are so different. Yeah, because I don't have any recollection of where or when I heard this band for the first time. It could have been the end of high school. I'm thinking the end of high school for me. I just don't remember. It's so weird because I've always known about this band, but I don't remember ever going out of my way to go search for them. But I feel like the first song I heard was probably Barroom Hero. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't remember my origin story with this band.
I mean, for sure, like Barroom Hero is and will always be my favorite Dropkick song. Yeah. And I've played that song so many times that it's not even funny anymore, but for sure it's been played 1,000 times since we were in high school.
Maybe you were the reason why I ever heard them, or heard them for the first time, I should say. Yeah, because I literally have no recollection. I don't have a lot of nostalgia with this band until we were adults, until we were out of high school, when we used to just drive around listening to Dropkick, or we'd go on our stupid Vegas trips for the night or whatever, that's the most nostalgia I have for this band, are just those random drives around Orange County, LA, wherever. It's not, there's no one outside of Do or Die. There's no one album that has really just kind of, I don't know, has meant anything to me or has any sort of nostalgia. It's so weird, but I've always really loved this band. And I've always really liked what they do and how much fun they are. And we saw them once, right? Just at Soma.
I've seen them twice. I saw them at Warped also.
Did you? Okay.
It was 2005 or 6. Whenever I first started dating Taylor was about the time I saw him again at Warped Tour.
Wait, was I there too?
I think we went separately because we left early because I wanted to stay for Pennywise as the headliner for one of the stages.
Okay, then I was there too. Yeah, because we stayed and watched Tiger Army and Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennywise was the one that I wanted to stay for, but people are like Noel and Travis and Taylor. I don't want to stay for Pennywise. I should have told them to go fuck themselves. I'm a fucking mosh to Pennywise. But no.
So we were at that one.
At that show, Dropkick was there too.
Okay. See, I don't remember seeing them at that Warped Tour. Maybe we were watching somebody else.
I mean,
maybe we were watching like Kill Switch while Dropkick were playing or something.
That was like the coolest part, and the worst part about Warped Tour was you don't have to pick one band. There's options.
Yeah, there's like 3 stages going at all times,
which is so fucking cool. But also, it can be annoying because if you want to see multiple bands at one time, you can't. But I like that aspect. Warped Tour was so fucking cool in its heyday.
It was rad. It was really rad. So yeah, like I said, our origin stories are very different. What is your what's your kind of? I mean, I guess I know your first impressions on Do or Die. You absolutely love it. So.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's something so different than what I was listening to. Actually, than anything, just because it's so unique. It's so unique. Like the Celtic influence in this band and the punk stuff is just, it's so them. And it wasn't until decades later did I even discover bands like the Pogues or Flogging Molly, but none of them ever did it as good as Dropkick did. Nobody perfected it the way Dropkick perfected it. And it's like I said earlier, like the Celtic punk, it should just be rebranded as the Dropkick Murphy sound, because they did it at their height. They did it better than anyone has ever done it.
No, that's very true. That's a very good point. There's nobody better than Dropkick. Flogging Molly have nothing. They have nothing on Dropkick. That's for
They're
sure.
cool. They got cool songs. But it's just like, oh, cool. This band sounds like the Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah, I'd rather go listen to Dropkick, all 10 of their records. So.
And the Pogues are dope. Like I really, really like the Pogues, but
I don't think I've heard anything from them ever.
I wouldn't recommend you dive too deep into them, because they're getting more into like the Celtic and the alternative and the folk stuff rather than the punk stuff.
My favorite.
Yeah,
my favorite stuff.
But they're still good. There's still a foundation for what the Dropkick eventually did. But there's a lot of other like the Dubliners. That's another band. There's a lot of bands out there that do it, but nobody ever did it even like half as good as the Dropkick. I feel like it was just lyrically, musically, sonically, everything about the way they looked, the way they carried themselves, their appreciation for the music, the city they lived in, their fans. Like the Dropkick are damn near like perfect band. They haven't released a lot of good stuff, but like damn, dude, they are just like a damn near perfect band, and they always seem so grateful. They always seem so grateful, and they always look like they're having a good time. I don't know.
It's true, especially live. So, I assume you have no stinkers.
No, I mean,
is that safe?
This is a perfect album. I'm gonna throw it out right now.
Oh my god, fucking spoilers over here.
That's
Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say that right away.
All right, so yeah, I'm with you. I have no stinkers. I have no stinkers at all. I have 7 bangers. You probably have, let's say 8 bangers, right?
Sure.
Or is every song a banger? You gotta pull that card.
Every song's a banger.
This fucking guy. All right, so then let's jump into your BB. What's your biggest banger here?
Barroom Hero. That is my biggest banger. That's my favorite Dropkick song. It is from the moment I heard it when I was like fucking 11 years old. Dude, some 11-year-old at camp. And this is when we could shoot guns at camp. When I was 11 or 12 was the first year we got to shoot 22s. Like,
really?
Imagine going to a camp and they're letting you shoot fucking guns. This is what camp was like.
I shot BB guns, but not an actual gun.
We shot 22s, and it was one range master, and there was like 12 of us, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, here you go, just go ahead and shoot." And we're like, bam, 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 bam.
That's wild.
I think, yeah, dude. We went horseback riding, which was actually my first and last time ever in my life that I went horseback riding. Because of that, I fucking hate horses now forever. But we shot guns. Dude, camp was awesome. We shot bow and arrows, like archery, but they weren't like the plastic ones. They were sharp as fuck, dude. They looked like bow and arrows, like the car, like an arrowhead. They're triangular.
Oh, like
in shape.
they were actual arrowheads?
Yeah, they were like heavy, and I remember, and I was shooting them, and because we're like 11, you pull them back as hard as you can. You kind of close your eyes, You let it go, and you open your eyes, it's going in the trees.
And then the bow, like the string bow, like hits the inner part of your arm, and it's just like all red and bloody.
Oh yeah, it snaps the shit out of your forearm.
Oh, it hurts like hell.
This was camp. There were pillow fights. there were late night raids where we'd go into somebody else's cabin at night.
Oh yeah,
take all their shit and fucking open their sleeping bag or open their suitcases and throw all their clothes all over their roof. Like this was camp. We were torturous. We were awful, but we had so much fucking fun.
Camp was so much fun. I went to camp twice, and it was so much fun. And we used to like fuck with one time we fucked with one of the counselors. He was taking a shower, and we took a bunch of dirt and we threw it all over him when he was in the shower, and he fucking lost his mind. He was so mad. It was great. And then a couple nights we converted one of the rooms into like a wrestling ring. So we took all the mattresses off of all the beds because there was 4 rooms and each room had like 6 bunks. And we took all the mattresses off and we just lined up this room with mattresses, and we just like everybody wrestled for like 2 hours. It was fucking stupid. It was so dumb.
Wild stuff.
And the counselors did not give a shit. They did not care. It was great. Camp was fun. Camp was a lot of fun.
That was the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
There was so many pranks. I did so many fucking pranks. I don't even know where to begin. But but the Dropkicks were always there. The Dropkicks and the Bouncing Souls were always there. And the Bouncing Souls I didn't get into later on. A couple years after, actually. But the Dropkicks were always there. So there's a lot of nostalgia for me. But Ballroom Hero, easily my favorite song. I can't even sing its praises enough. I think it's such a fucking perfect song. It's so stupid. Mike McColgan is not a good singer in any way. I think he's absolutely awful. But what he does best is he's, for one, he's commanding. When he speaks, you listen. He has that kind of Chuck D aspect to him. But he's endearing too. You know that when he sings, and then we'll get into like Boys and Docks, and then Faraway Coast. When he's singing things, you know he truly cares about what he's saying. They're not writing songs just to be poppy. They're not writing songs to be poppy, to be on the radio. They care about what they're saying. And as a concept album in general, Do or Die is kind of up there. It is conceptually about not just like Union, but just like the common folk. And it's
the working class.
It's so weird in punk because punk is just not. They're always mad about something, and Mike McColgan was never really mad at anybody. He was just more like, dude, just let me do my fucking job and give me a decent amount of pay for it, and I'll do it. It was. Never
he wasn't asking for anything for free. He wasn't.
There was
saying
no
woe
rage
is
against
me.
like the government, and it was just let me do my job so I can feed my family, and like that was Do or Die. The concept, the cover, like everything about this album is just, it's so plain old people. It's so boring. And if you look at the album cover, it's so fucking boring. It's so stupid on its surface.
And also I like his lyrics on this record too, because he very easily paints a picture of what he's trying to say, but he doesn't overdo it on the lyrics. Like there aren't a lot of lyrics on any of these songs, but the little bit that there are, he paints an entire world and an entire picture so vividly. It's pretty remarkable. Like the way he can command a story or tell a story, I guess, not command a story, tell a story in such a simplistic way. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. Yeah. But Barroom Hero is also my number one. I want to throw that one out there.
My man.
Since we're already talking about it. So, and like I said, this might have been the first song I ever heard. I think this is the first song I ever heard from them. And damn, dude, this is the epitome of Dropkick. Both eras of Dropkick, the Mike McColgan and the Al Barr era. This perfectly encapsulates what the band is about and what their sound is. There's nothing better than this song. Through and through. Just the way it starts out, the catchiness of it. It's truly a fantastic song.
Is this your favorite Dropkick song?
Yeah, this and The Dirty Glass are my two favorite Dropkicks.
Oh damn.
Yeah. It's their two best. So let's play a little bit of Barroom Hero, then we'll talk about it, the lyrics and the music more. Does that sound good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so where the fuck is it?
Oh, cool. So we're not ready.
Yeah, I am.
Said he was ready,
Here we
but
go.
he's not ready.
Yeah, I'm not. So here's Barroom Hero from Dropkick. There you go, Barroom Hero from Dropkick Murphys. Now, what do you want? Do you want to talk about the music first, or do you want to talk about the lyrics? Because we haven't talked about either of them yet.
There's so much stuff here. For one, it almost sounds like when they recorded this was the first time that Mike and the bagpipes had ever done anything together, because of the way he enunciates, like face down, like he's trying to keep time, which is using his words, because he can't keep time properly because the bagpipes are throwing him off so hard. But then when he gets to the
bagpipes
end,
are weird.
Like when he gets towards the end, then he gets into his groove, and that's when the 1, 2, 3, 8, and then it really gets into it. So it sounds like they never rehearsed this prior to recording this for the first time, because it just sounds weird the way he accents a lot of the first syllables and the beats.
You're right. Yeah, I never really thought about that. Yeah, but I guess keeping in time with the bagpipes when there's no actual beat is probably pretty difficult, especially when you're not like a trained musician.
Yeah,
like he's definitely not. So it must be so weird trying to find that rhythm with the bagpipes.
Like
I never thought about it. Yeah.
Like if you just keep face tabs like on your foot, like the face down in the gut or on the mitt. Like there's all those things that he's doing to help himself keep time.
It's like
it's so cheesy.
It's like he enunciates the word or the letter with every fourth beat. It's so amateur, but it's charming. It truly is.
But that like goes into the theme of like the working class. Like this is just a guy that he's a union member. He held his union card. He was a guy that worked like for whatever union it was, probably in some type of steel, because he talked about steel in other songs. But like he's a union guy, and he grew up in a union family, and now he's transitioning into music, and so he's all these ideas, but he's not a trained musician like you said, so he doesn't quite know what he's supposed to do, and so it comes off super. It's amateur. It's fucking amateur.
Totally, but it sounds so good.
Because it's so unique, because it's so endearing, that's what makes it. That's what's so good. And then he's talking about, like, lyrically, he's talking about a guy who just fucking fights because he feels like he's got nothing else to do, and he drinks way too much, and that clearly doesn't help his self-esteem. And I've never been to Boston, but I feel like a lot of the culture over there is there's a lot of like boxing. It's a big boxing culture, and there's a lot of boxers that came out of Boston, and that's kind of what this is going along the lines of, like the gyms, like East Coast guys talk about gyms, but they're really talking about like a boxing ring, and I think it all fits together.
It does, and lyrically too, I kind of get like it's him talking about like one particular guy who everybody admired and looked up to because he was so loyal to all of his friends and so loyal to his community, but he was just like withering away to keep up with his reputation, and in the end it was just destroying him, and his family were realizing it, and they were trying to get him to, calm down, but he could never do it because he felt like he was gonna let his community and his people down. And that's where the respect in the song comes from, I feel, from Mike's end. And like it's him showing the respect to this guy who gave up his health and I guess his life in the end to help out his community for whatever reason, whether it be a fight or protecting those weaker than him,
Yeah,
that's kind of that's what I get from it, lyrically.
I think,
at least.
I mean, I read a couple reviews that were more contemporary, and because I wanted to get like a 25 years later type of a review, and one of I wouldn't say a problem, but something the reviewer brought up was how this generation of worker, because Mike, the lyrics in this album talks about kids, but what they're really saying is kids and women, because this is a very male focused union decade. And so I think like I think going along the lines of somebody trying to take care of their family is very like male specific because of the time and because of the union and because of the area. I had a point for this, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you're going either.
I did. I had a point for this, but I don't remember what it was.
All right.
Maybe it was just interesting. I don't know. But like the song Barroom Hero, like I agree. I think that fighting for pride is kind of the same, along the same lines of going to work for a job you don't like, but you're doing it to pay the bills. And along the lines of the union work where, yeah, I may not like it, but it pays the bills for my family because I'm the breadwinner. I am the person that they rely on, and I don't want much. I just want to be able to pay the bills. And I think that's where Mike's head is at overall on this album. It's not crazy. It's he's not trying to be a millionaire. He's not trying to make it big. He just wants to take care of his own.
It's the working class, like you're saying. It's the working class mentality, I guess you could say.
It's a working class
in the most positive way. In the most positive way
that we don't know, because I mean, in a different song too. But like the Reagan administration, like it's a union working class that post 1980 just doesn't know about because it was essentially destroyed. Reagan fucking annihilated it.
It's true, yeah. Fucked up a lot of things.
It's fun. It's fun to learn about because we talk about unions and some are good, some are horrendous, but
yeah,
they are here. And it's crazy to think that the unions of the 80s and 70s and prior and what they fought for, and then the unions of today, some of the unions of today, what they fight for and what they want is it's weird. It's interesting.
It's what some of the unions that are around today are what the unions in the 60s and 70s would have fought against.
Yes.
From a corporation perspective. Because, yeah, especially some of these unions here in California, wow, it's fucked. So,
well, the most powerful union on earth right now is the baseball, the Baseball Players Union, the MLB Players Association. That is the most powerful union on earth.
That's hands crazy down to think about, right?
It's insane.
And you wouldn't even like think of that as a union because it's a sport, you know?
They're
How can you
so
unionize a
strong.
sport like that, you know? It's pretty wild. Pretty fucking wild. But musically on this song too, it's for me it's the lead up into the like the punk part of it, and it's the perfectly timed the hey heys. It's very like oi, and it's so catchy. It's so energetic. It makes you think of going to like a really, really fun show. And then the breakdown in the middle too, where he's shouting out various people and like kind of what they did or who they were.
The Boston so cool. Punks and Skins, a rowdy bunch indeed.
It's almost like self-indulgent, but it's not. You can almost put it down as arrogance, honest. But it's also not. Yeah,
it's so honest.
It's so hard to explain it.
It's there's not many bands that can like riff out like that and then not come off as like pretentious. You know, like I know these people, but he's probably referencing people that like he knew personally that are so not just like a inside joke type of thing, but like an inside joke. Like it's probably something so meaningful to him and only him, but he doesn't give a fuck, and he's still gonna say it. He's still gonna call out the Boston Punks and Skins. But I think that's a general statement, but something like that. But that part, dude, that part, the bagpipe is matching the guitar, like they're both doing the same riffage, and it's so good. It's so stupid. And they're just going but the bagpipe and the guitar are matching the same riffage, and it's fucking amazing. And then you got the drums, and the drums are doing that little drum roll to make it a little bit more anthemic, a little more Celtic anthemic sounding, and it's so cheesy. It's so fucking cheesy.
It is, but it's so good.
It's so perfect.
It is fantastic.
And the song's not even that aggressive. It's not that fast. It's not a super fast punk song.
No, it's not the fast. I don't even think it's the fastest song on the record.
It's definitely not the fastest song on the record, but it's about the heaviness, and it's got that call and response, like you were saying with the hey hey hey's. That's kind of the response to it, and it's all like the song is. It's a mosh song. They built the song around the fact that they want people to mosh. That bridge part, like you were saying, is a build up to everyone calming down in the pit, and then dropping into something that you've never even seen before. And when we saw them at the Soma. And that was way later in their career, too. Not way later, but it was later in their career. Halfway in their career.
2012, maybe 2013 when we saw them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was, I mean, dude, that pit was still insane.
Dude, that was a wild show. That was a truly wild show.
Fucking unbelievably impressed at how crazy that pit was for a band that had already been around for almost 30 years.
And we've been to a lot of shows and a lot of hardcore metal, all kinds of crazy shows with crazy pits, but that was a pretty wild one.
Yeah.
That was a wild one.
Yeah, that was almost 30 years, dude, after they were like right?
No, it wasn't 30. It was like 20 years. No, it wasn't even. It was like 25 years.
2006. No, it was like, it was almost 20 years. Yeah, you're right. It was
almost 20 years. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy shit. And I think that Soma show was sold out too.
Yes, that did sell out.
Yeah, and Soma's not like a huge venue, but it's still pretty big and it holds a lot of people. And the weird thing about Soma is it's just the floor. There's no multi levels. It's just the floor and that's it.
There's a floor and there's like a tiny little seating on the edges, but it's only like a foot wide.
And it's not even seating. It's just like a wall.
Yeah.
Like a half wall, yeah.
And people still find a way to climb on top of it and shit. We went with Pat. Didn't we go with Pat?
Yeah, Pat went with us. Yeah. I think Renee did too, right? Or was it just me, you, and Pat? No, it was just me, you, and Pat.
Fucking surprised Renee went to that.
No, I was thinking of the Azalea Dying show that we went to.
Yeah, Renee went to that one.
Yeah. No, it was just me, you, and Pat who went to the Dropkick. Yeah, that was fun, man. That was a great time.
That was a good show.
Great stuff. All right,
1B, baby.
That's both of our 1Bs. So then what's your 2B? What do you got?
I already scrolled past my 2B. Oh, it's opening, dude. It's Cadence and then Do or Die. I think that 1-2 shot.
That's my number 2.
Gotta put both
that's
of them.
That's my 2B as well.
You got to put both of them together, though.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. that those two are my 2B as well.
Oh, it's so goddamn good.
They go hand in hand. You cannot play them without the other.
What's so good about Cadence, I love that it sounds like it was recorded in like an empty concert hall. Like there's some verb coming back on the bagpipes, and the song itself is not set up like you think it's going to blend into a punk song. The punk song for sure drops in suddenly and abruptly. It's not well thought out. It's like, let's do a Celtic thing and then let's put a punk song in there. Well, how do we do it? I don't know. Just say 1, 2, 3, 4 and we'll do it.
I know, but the 1, 2, 3, 4 is so good. It's so exciting when you hear it, because it's not even like it's on the mic. It sounds like it's one of the dudes just standing there, just yelling it as loud as he can, hoping the mic picks it up. It's so good. It's so good, and it's so abrupt. But then how it just like bleeds or transitions into Do or Die is perfect. I mean, they, like I said, they go hand in hand. You got to play them together. So. It's
that guitar riff in Do or Die. Dude, that sounds like one of our riffs that we do.
Oh, it kind of does, huh? I never even thought about that.
That's the
I never
same
thought
riff
about that.
We completely ripped off from Dropkick, but I don't give a fuck. Who cares? But yeah, dude. Like,
nobody will ever know.
No, nobody's ever gonna know. Cadence and Do or Die are, I don't know why they broke them up. They should have been one song, because if you playlist Cadence and Do or Die and you shuffle them, it's weird. It's very weird, and I don't like it. So they should have known that streaming would have been a thing at some point, and they fucked up on that one.
Maybe it's because maybe the song would have been too long, because Cadence by itself is almost 2 minutes, and then Do or Die is over 2 minutes. It's like 2.5. So you're looking at almost 5 minutes of a song. So maybe they just thought it would be too long.
It's possible, but then I think like Lars is the one that produced the album, and I mean at the time he's not really like, oh yeah, dude. Well, that's not really Lars. It's like Tim.
That was terrible. That was so terrible.
Tim and Lars are the same guy to me. I don't care. But Lars wasn't really the one at the time to try and cut things down to make like a pop hit. So
true, but
weird.
But also, when has Rancid ever put out a song that was more than 3 minutes long? Well, especially at this time. By 1998, they weren't putting out long songs. They were still pretty much a good punk band. Ruby Soho wasn't out yet, you know. The pop stuff wasn't out yet.
Dude, Rancid's
that
never
is a good
done
song,
anything that is even close to Do or Die.
Well, that's true too. That's true. But Rancid is really good. Rancid is really good though.
They were really good, yes.
Even Ruby Soho, that's still a solid song.
Oh.
Stupid, but wait, what's the other Rancid song? The other pop hit that they did?
Good, long cane, black hair, Cadillac.
The Girls of Time Bomb. That's what it is. Time Bomb. Yeah. Ugh. That song's terrible too, but it's so good.
Gross.
Black Shoe.
So annoying, dude. Everything about Tim Armstrong's so annoying. How low he plays his guitar. What
that
his
huge
fucking dumbass
too.
tattoos on his head. Everything about him so obnoxious. I don't even care. He's so irritating.
And how big those Gretsch guitars are that he plays.
So annoying.
Oh my god, it's so funny. And then it makes it even looks even weirder because he plays left-handed. So it's the opposite way of everybody else. So it's like what. It just catches you off guard every time you see it because you rarely ever see left-handed guitar players.
He probably learned to play left-handed guitar just because he thought it was unique. He's probably right-handed from real life. Like if you give him a pen or like his watch is probably on his left arm. Like, I wonder. Ooh, I'm gonna catch him.
Have you ever heard of? I know some drummers out there. They play left-handed, but they're actually right-handed drummers. But they prefer to play left-handed because it feels more natural to them, or they do it. I've heard some drummers do it to make themselves stand out, which I hate so much.
I think in life, I mean, Renee, she's left-footed. She kicks with her left foot.
Really?
Yeah. Jenna, her sister, she throws left-handed, even though she's right-handed, which is weird. I play
very
pool
weird.
Left-handed. I'm left-handed dominant when I play pool. It just I don't know.
Interesting.
I think it's all whatever, but the left-handed throwing thing I think is fucking bizarre.
That's very, very strange.
I've always thought that was really weird. And I thought there was something wrong with her. Because there's just no way. Because if you write with your right hand, you think
then you would throw with
the
your
most
right
dexterity hand. Is in your right arm, in your right hand.
You
Why
would think
you
so.
Ever throw with your left hand?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. What about like skateboarding? Like if you're goofy,
I ride goofy.
I ride goofy too, but I'm right-handed, so I guess that's not unusual then, right?
Actually, I'm very weird because I ride goofy, but I pedal with my right foot, with my left foot back. So I put my left foot towards the tail end of the skateboard, and that's how I pedal. Instead of most people put their left foot forward and then just jump on with the right foot going back in the tail end. So I pedal like I'm regular, but I ride goofy. Interesting.
Yeah, because I ride goofy, but I pedal with my right. If that makes sense. Yeah, that's how I don't skateboard very often, but if I do.
So when you pedal, you're pedaling with your left foot or your right foot's planted on the board?
No, my left foot is planted on the board, but it's more like center forward. And then I pedal with my right.
To the way I ride, then.
Yeah, but then I pedal with my right, and then but still when I'm actually just riding, my right foot's in the back.
Oh, that's not goofy.
I thought it was.
You're reg, bro. You're reg.
No, wait, no, not if I'm. Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
You're reg, bro.
I'm not a skater. A skater.
Or as I call it, normie. Normie.
It's true. I'm very normie. Yeah, I'm very normie. That's fine though. That's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, so should we play Do or Die? Even though we kind of played the beginning of it, but
yeah, I thought you would have played that one. No, did we not?
Well, we played Cadence, and then we played like 10 seconds of Do or Die.
But
we can move on from it.
We have so much stuff to play and talk about.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna pretend, even though I really, really would like to. I'm not gonna pretend like we need to play that one. But
okay,
this is Do or Die is the opening track essentially because the cadence is a lead up to Do or Die. So Do or Die is the opening track. It's the first track with lyrics on it, and this is the one where Mike comes in Union strong. He's coming in Union strong on this, and it's a union. It's a kind of Union remembrance strong, and like a rallying cry to those who feel even maybe on the fence about speaking up when being taken advantage of. And I think it's so goddamn good to come out so strong so early in your first album with something like the unions in the 90s. Like again, Reagan when he fired all those airline workers in the 80s, and in the 90s you coming out talking about unions. It's ballsy, man. It really is.
Yeah, it's true. Totally is. And this is also kind of just setting up what most of the record is about. It's about fighting for the people, it's just fighting for the working class people. And this is how he starts out the record. And this is the pretty much the theme of the entire record right here. So I guess you could say this is the thesis statement of the record.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It really is too, because it's essentially two parts of one song. And the first part is, I mean, it's not Scotland's national anthem, but it's like a backup national anthem, because obviously Scotland's national anthem is going to be God Save the Queen or fucking Under Pressure or whatever the fuck Freddie Mercury wrote. No, it's not Under Pressure. I think it's whatever England's national anthem is. That's also, or not fucking Scotland, dude. Jesus.
Ireland.
Ireland. Yeah, that would be their national anthem too.
Ireland
is whatever. What the fuck is England's national anthem?
I don't know what it is.
It's
How
God
would I
Save
know
the
what
Queen.
No, it's not. Is it
Tell
really?
me it's not God Save the Queen. That sounds about right, isn't it? Dude, I'm dying. I gotta look this up now.
I think the internet's cutting in and out.
Is it? Well, I've been kind of talking in and out of.
Yeah, but I've only been picking up bits and pieces of it.
I mean, the only thing you need to know is what is England's national anthem.
I have no idea what it is.
England national anthem.
Queen's English.
It is God Save the Queen, you fuck.
Is it really? Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
It is God Save the Queen.
All I think of is the Sex Pistols song.
If you heard the song, the tune of God Save the Queen, you would know what it sounds like. Or you would recognize the song, I should say. But yeah,
maybe.
That's Ireland's also national anthem because they're a part of England.
They're part of
the UK. Excuse me. Yeah. Who gives a fuck? Right. The entire continent is like the size of California. Get out of here.
It's smaller than California.
Okay. But yeah, like a backup national anthem. If Ireland could have their own choice, it would. This is one of them, and it's that Cadence to Arms. It's fucking. I deleted the note, but I can't remember what it was called. That's what it is.
That's why you don't delete your notes. I don't know why you do that. I
shouldn't. I do it, but I did it and it's done, so whatever.
This is what happens. Okay, so that was both of our that's our two banger. What do you got for your number 3? Okay, notes, man. Notes.
My
notes
phone
are difficult,
turned off as I was talking. It like died or didn't die, but like the screen shut off.
Oh my god.
Oh, Road of the Righteous. Road of the Righteous.
Okay. Let's get into that. What do you got?
Dude, ska strokes. Sloppy. Love it.
Oh, very sloppy, yes.
It doesn't... It sounds terrible. It's awful. But I fucking love it. Dude, those upstrokes that he's doing, or he's trying to do like some ska thing.
But it just doesn't sound that great.
It sounds so terrible. I absolutely love it. And then they come in full band, dude. When they come in full band, and Mike's so good at leading the music. When he stretches words, like when he when he makes one word and he stretches that over multiple like bars, that's what's commanding about him. That's what makes us as a listener think that he's commanding the band. They follow what he says, and that's what he's doing here. And this one in particular, it always sounds like he's out of breath, like he's trying to catch his breath all the time. And then the go part,
Oh, the goes are the best. That's like one of the best parts of the song.
I timestamped it. It starts at 120. If you start the song at 120, there's a solid part that goes into it, and it's nasty. The bass throws down some heavy bass line.
Oh, that bridge too. The bridge is so good.
There's clean guitar thrown in there, those chords, and then there's this call and answer on top of that. And it's just purgatory essentially until the song drops back in, and it's just
purgatory. What
nasty stuff? We're just waiting. We're sitting in this waiting space, and everything's great, and everybody's grooving together finally. But it's going to come back into something heavy, something hard, something fast, and it does. Overall, the first part of it is very straightforward punk, but once you get into the go-go-goes, and it's that bridge, man. The bridge gets me every time. It's so good. So. Should we play a little bit of it and then get into the lyrics? What do you think? Yeah, I mean, I fucking timestamped it for you. So
I know, so I'm ready to go. Jesus. So here we go. Road of the Righteous from the Dropkick Murphys. All right, there's a bit of Road of the Righteous from Dropkick Murphys. Not just this song, but there are a couple moments on this record that, damn, Mike sounds so much like what's his name from Bouncing Souls.
Oh my God, Greg!
Dude, there's so many moments where they sound like each other. It's wild.
My entire I have 4 or 5 different spots in here where I think the exact same thing. You could take out the vocals, and this is the Bouncing Souls.
Well, it's not even just no, it is the vocals though. It's because neither of them are like great singers. So they have that da, da, da. It's that kind of I don't even know how to explain it. It's like,
I haven't heard you sing in a long time. That's good.
But you know what I mean, right? They have that kind of like wailing that's not really singing, and it's barely in tune. That's what it is.
Yes.
And even just when in this song where he's just yelling the goes, just him yelling go sounds like the Bouncing Souls. There's so many similarities between the two bands, which I didn't even really realize until this week after listening to Do or Die. But damn, they're so similar.
I didn't realize it either until this week, but there's for sure one song here that sounds exactly like a Bouncing Souls song from Summer Vacation.
Yeah, and I wrote it down too, but now I can't remember what the song is. But I have it in my notes where I said this could have easily been a Bouncing Souls song. Very easily could have been one because of the way he sings on the song. Because damn, dude, Greg has that, like, True Believers is the one Bouncing Souls song where he does that stupid wail the most.
It's like the way it sounds. It's almost like he's like a monk in a mosque or a temple or something,
or a monastery,
like, doing that noise. That's what it is.
I know that opening to True Believers, man. It's always like one of the worst things I've ever heard in music is the opening to True Believers, but
can't fuck with it though. Can't fuck with it.
I know you can't, but even to this day I don't even know what Greg says in those like opening lines of True Believers. I still don't know what he says.
It's because the way he kind of like also does that like.
Does he say like party people? Like I can't even try to sing it because I have no idea what he says.
I mean, I know exactly what he says. I listened to that song way too many fucking times, and
well, I mean, I have too, but then I never know what he says.
Dude, you gotta know.
It's like when I listen to AFI's "Totally Immortal." It's one of my favorite songs of all time.
I have no idea what they say in that.
But I have no idea what Davey Havok says in that song. But I've listened to that song probably 1,000 times. But I can never decipher it.
I mean,
it's just one of those things.
That one's even worse. And
it's way worse.
I'd be surprised if he says anything in some of those parts.
I know.
I mean, there's no way. Those are not words.
It's like I feel like in Totally Immortal, the only lyrics that you can understand are when everybody is doing backup vocals. That's it. Like that's the only part of that song. Everything else is Davey is just you can't figure out what he says. Oh, that song is
just
so good.
Wailing.
Man, I love Totally Immortal.
Is
the Offspring version?
Is Road of the Righteous even a banger for you or no?
It is not a banger. No,
Okay.
It is not a banger.
Okay,
Just the way she goes.
That's all
but
right.
what do you got? What do you got lyrically on this one?
We can just move on if it's not a banger. We don't gotta get into it.
Okay, I mean we could talk about lyrics too because we're also lyric men. So
we are very much lyric men. We're like the. I don't even know. That's fucking dumb. I don't care. I really don't. I think there's a lot of songs on here that are way more positive than I ever realized. Mm-hmm. They're very. Oh, I hate using this word or this phrase because Sloan uses it to describe his trance. But there's a lot of stuff that's very uplifting that makes you feel good.
Yes.
And this is one of them. I think this is a positive song about just like trying your best to be just a good dude. That's it.
See, on the Road of the Righteous, that's what you got?
Yeah.
So I got something a bit different. I feel like this is a tribute to friends who weren't able to control or get out of their alcoholism, and in turn it kind of ruined their life. If not just ruined their life, it ended up killing them in the end. So I felt like this is like a shout out to those people that he lost to addiction. I don't know why I got that lyrically because it doesn't really match up with the title of the song, but I don't know, reading the lyrics, that's just kind of, that's the way I interpreted it.
I think
weird, but whatever.
I think that's solid. I think there's something to be said about that. I think these guys, I mean, I read a lot of interviews with Ken Casey, and I've tried to look up so much about, I couldn't find what the fuck this album cover was. Oh my God, I read so much stuff trying to figure it out. Whatever. But these guys in this era, in this scene, I mean, there's heavy alcoholism, and there was a lot of fighting, and it was an intense scene. And so I think that's solid. I think the Road of the Righteous itself is almost an unattainable path. Oh, that's what it was. What? Oh, I just remembered. Remember earlier I said I have another saying that I fucking hate when people say, and then they say it. Now I just got it because of the Road of the Righteous. It's when people say, stand up for what you believe in, even if you're standing alone.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible
shit
expression.
Fucking irritates me. I cannot stand that stuff.
I don't like that either. We have to put that on the no list.
That's on the no list. Oh,
that has
that's
to be
what
on
it
the.
Was.
We have to actually make a no list.
Oh God.
Oh, dude, we got to make a no list.
Yes,
we got to do it because it's too important not to do a no list.
It'll piss off 90% of the population of people that shop at fucking Michael's or Kohl's or Bed Bath and Beyond.
Oh God. Okay, wait. What was the line again? I'm gonna just type it so we don't forget it later.
Stand up for what you believe in, even if you're standing alone. Like that was a cool saying like 30 years ago, probably, maybe. I don't know when the first person said it, but it's just so fucking cheesy now, and it's so pretentious, right? Somebody whoever posts that is trying to tell everybody it's virtue signaling is what it is. There you go. It's virtue signaling, and that's what irritates me the most. Oh, the Road of the Righteous. I knew I would get it. I knew I'd get it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty bad one.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Oh my God. Okay, so I've added 4 things to the no list so far.
What we got?
We have stand up for what you believe in, even if you're alone. It is what it is, obvious. Live, laugh, love, obvious.
Barf.
And then I am what I am. Those are the no-nos. That's part of the no list. We don't talk about that, even though there's no restrictions on the pod. They're no-nos.
What's funny is, I think a long time ago, a friend of the pod, Eric Palmer, he had a shirt that showed like a yam, like a potato, a yam, and it was "I am what I am."
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
That's a little better though. That's a little better.
No, not really. Not really. Not really.
It's so funny.
It's terrible.
So good.
It's fucking terrible.
Okay.
So are we good with Road of the Righteous? Should we move on?
Yeah, sure. What's your 3B?
My 3B is drum roll, please. Give me a drum roll.
See what you scrolled past. Now you can't see, just like I do all the time.
Oh, it's Boys on the Docks. What am I thinking? Boys on the Docks.
Okay.
How can you not love that
so
song?
much? So that's also what the fuck? How is that
What?
my 3B also? That doesn't make no sense. Okay, well,
Is it really?
clearly messed up my rankings.
Oh, you have two 3Bs. Okay,
I guess I have
that's
two
fun.
3Bs.
This is a fun time. 2 3Bs. Yeah.
So
It
first
must
of
be
all,
nice to
let's
have
let's
two
just get
3Bs.
let's just get out of the way. Did you listen to the original version of Boys in the Docks?
I did, and I loved it, but I also love this version. I don't
Okay.
think one is better than the other.
Okay.
Definitely not one is better than the other. They just work so well in both instances.
Okay, that is
I like them
not
both.
the response I thought you would say, but I am 100%.
Oh, you thought I would like the punk one?
Of course, because you're a
Fucking
punker through and through. You pretend like
You're a
everything's
fucking idiot.
stupid unless it's punk. But I am 100% on board with the fact that the punk version is exponentially better than this.
You think it's exponentially better?
Absolutely. I think this version is fine. This is what I heard. This is the first version I heard of this. When I stumbled upon the punk one many years later, my mind was blown again.
I wouldn't say it's exponentially better. I think they're pretty much the same. They're just different style. I mean, obviously different styles, but
the reason why I have some demerits on this one is because the Boys in the Docks is what made the Dropkick Murphys popular. That EP came out and everybody loved that fucking song. That song was unbelievable, and that's what made them feel the need to record something big. And then Lars got on board and he kind of took a gamble, but the gamble was based on the Boys in the Docks, and they named the fucking EP after the song.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they're writing this album and recording this album, to re-record the song in the tune of like a drunken, like a shanty, essentially, it's a little cheesy.
Yeah.
It's
really
a little cheesy. And actually,
but
my favorite part of the song...
But it's the best shanty they have.
My favorite part of the song is when it's just Mike. And it's just him by himself, and everything stops, and it sounds like shit. And it sounds like it's the first time, best time. And they just said, record it, let's just do it once, and call it a day. That's my favorite part.
So I'm sorry to deviate, but that also goes on the no-no list.
Oh, first thought,
best thought.
First thought, best thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sad, actually, it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's a travesty.
I will say our no-no list is, I just realized this is exactly what Boyle and Jake do on Brooklyn Nine-Nine when they do the stakeout for like 4 days. And then they start to annoy each other. So they start writing down things they don't want each other to say or do. That's what this is, the no-no. I think they even call it the no-no list. I don't know. Anyway.
They do call it the no-no list. They 100% call it the no-no list. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail you, but I immediately thought of that when you said first thought, best thought, because I hate that shit.
All derailed. But yeah, this is a true bar song, and it's fun. It's catchy. Oh, yeah. It's an easy anthem for these guys, and I think it's great. I love this. And again, my favorite part is when Mike is singing by himself, because I just feel like it was recorded in one take. You can hear him breathe. You can hear like almost like the sibilants in his S's. You can hear the P's pop. It's a very shitty recording, and he's not a good singer, so everything about it is just very ugly. But
yeah,
that's the point.
And there's no drumming. It's just stomping and like percussive stuff, you know? It's not it's a chant. That's really what it is. Like it's a bar room chant. It's so good. And it's just it's almost like empowering in a way too. Even though that's not kind of what he's talking about. I guess it's empowering. The lyrics are empowering, but he's talking about somebody very specific and kind of what that person inspired upon the community. Which is cool too.
I don't know if you read like about who it's about, but it's about Ken Casey's grandfather. It's his grandfather who helped immigrants establish themselves in the area of Boston, in that area, get jobs, not starve to death, get meals, and just live. And it's something, and like this like Boys in the Docks, I think is the most important song that the Dropkicks have ever done, because it's acknowledging where they came from. Had it not been for John, Ken Casey would not be here. The band would not be here. But then it also inspires the band to do better. And there's a huge foundation that Ken Casey founded and donates so much money, so much time back into the Boston community. He donates his own personal time, volunteer hours. Like I said, during the Boston Marathon bombing, he was out there. They were out there. They even visited victims of the Boston Marathon bombing in their rooms. They were just walking through the hotel, or not the hotel, the hospital,
oh my God,
visiting victims of the Boston Marathon bombing, going up to them saying, we're here for you. What do you need? What's going on? And that's
wild.
It's shit you don't ever see. You will never see. Bands will never do this on this caliber of this status. I mean, they're not like the biggest band in the world, but they're pretty big.
Especially in the area.
For them to give back so much to Boston is just, it's unreal. It is unreal. And I've never heard an interview. I've never seen an interview. I've never seen anything these guys do is anything but humble and gracious and fun.
Yeah, it's not like what they were doing was for a photo op or some shit like that. It was them doing it out of the kindness of their heart. It's not like the Kardashians doing something as like a small plot line for their TV show or some shit like that.
Dude, the cover art for Sing Loud, Sing Proud, which came out 10 plus years ago, is still painted on the side of a building somewhere in Boston, on a liquor store that's not even there anymore, and it's something else. The mural is still there. Like, if you look at Google Maps, you can see it. It's still there, untouched. It's like that Grand Funk shit in Detroit. It's still there.
They're just proud of the band and what they brought to the city and contributed to the city. It's fantastic. That's how it should be. It's like, like, how many bands are like that? Like, how many bands give so much back to the community that made them who they are? Yeah, it's true. It's a very good point. Dude, and just the lore with the Dropkick Murphys and the song Tessie, and then when the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004, and it's just, I don't know if it was luck or if it was some good juju. I don't know, but damn, man, the Dropkick Murphys are just, they're something else. They really are something else. They were, yeah. They definitely were, yeah. But they still are. They're still a great band. I was trying to get you riled up. Yeah. Didn't work, though. So should we play a little bit of Boys on the Docks? What do you want to do? Or do you want to move on to something else? No, dude, you got to play Boys on the Docks. Okay, all right. Here we go. Here it is from Dropkick. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Boys on the Docks. You got to get the acapella part in there. I like it. Yeah. That's the most important part of the song, obviously. Like we talked about, it's the most effective part. It's so cool, man. Mike McColgan is so cool, and dude. Even when we saw Street Dogs, I forgot who they opened for, but when we saw Street Dogs, they were really good. This was prior to me kind of really understanding who Dropkick were at the time, and then I remember seeing them, and they were, dude. Mike McColgan is so cool. He has this way about him that you can't help but listen to him, and this wasn't even with Dropkick. No, you're right. He's fucking dope. And don't forget, the Street Dogs' first album or first two albums, they feature, I think it was just the first album, but the Street Dogs' first album features dude from the Dropkick. Al Barr's on it. Ken Casey's on it. So they were still friends at the time in the early 2000s, and it's nuts. It is. The fact that he left mid tour because he wanted to do something else. That's grounds for ultimate dismissal from a band. A band will blacklist you forever for that. And the fact that they came back and recorded vocals and stuff for his debut album on a different band is just, he's a cool dude. Nuts. There's something about him that everybody likes. So who did they, I know it was Street Dogs, it was Youth Brigade, Street Dogs, and who else was probably the Bouncing Souls. Was it? I remember it was at a House of Blues in Anaheim. But I don't remember who the headliner was.
I remember Youth Brigade
was definitely the opener.
Yeah.
But Street Dogs and then... Fuck, who was that?
Dude, it had to have been Bouncing Souls.
I'm going to see if I can look it up real quick.
Because it was probably... Because Bouncing Souls and Dropkick are from the East Coast. Youth Brigade's from the West Coast. And they were the opener.
Yeah.
So it was probably a tour that the Dropkick were doing with Bouncing Souls, and the Youth Brigade just were the local band that opened up for him. But I imagine it was the Bouncing Souls. The Bouncing Souls.
It had to have been. I can't imagine any other punk band that we would have seen there that would have played with it. Maybe no, because we didn't see Pennywise there. Damn, who was it? This is like bugging the shit out of me.
I guarantee it was the Bouncing Souls.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Because it's that era of punk music. It's that sound.
Yeah, and this is like what? That had to have been like 2007, 2008 maybe.
Yeah. 7, 8.
I'm looking at it. Oh, yeah. You don't... Wait, no, it wasn't. Fuck. 2009. Yeah, I can't find it. I don't know. It had to, but it had to have been the Bouncing Souls. I can't, like I said, I can't imagine any other band playing with those two. It had to have been Bouncing Souls. Whatever, though. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. So, what do you got for your 4B?
Caught in a Jar.
Caught in it? Really? That's your number 4, huh?
Damn, dude, you just don't like the bangers, do you?
I mean, I only like the bangers. That's the thing.
I guess not. Caught in a Jar, dude. It's more bad vocals, but god damn it, this song isn't bouncy and fun. It flows so well. Yeah. It's incredibly fluid. I think it's perfect. And then that little bridge part with the heavy drum roll again. It's a little Celtic march. Mm-hmm. It's got that little feeling to it, but it doesn't lean too heavy into it. Feeling like my damn, it's good. And then it goes into the gang vocals after that. Like, come on.
It's good. It's a great song. But it's like, you have this song after you got 4 bangers prior, or 3 maybe prior to this. Like, you're just getting punched in the face, and then this song comes along. It's like the first like mid-tempo kind of song, a little slower, and you get a lot of pirate shanty in the song, a lot more than you heard so far on this record, which is fine. It's fun. It's a good song, but Never Alone with that super catchy it's like almost like what other song is, I don't know, where they sing Never Alone. It's similar to another song, but I can't think of what it is right now. But the catchiness of that, and obviously Do or Die, Get Up is another banger too. And then you get Caught in a Jar. It's a little bit slower of a jam. Still good.
Well, but
slower.
It's supposed to be. It's breaking up the monotony of the fastness, and it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more personal. Caught in a Jar, feeling like your life has hit a plateau. It's things aren't what you want. You're feeling claustrophobic in your own skin, type of thing. That's a very vulnerable thing for a punker to say. True. And I dig. I respect.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You think Get Up and Never Alone are bigger bangers?
Especially Never Alone. That's
wrong.
What I wanted to say about Caught in a Jar too lyrically is that I'm with you on, like, he's stuck in this loop of like misery and he just can't get out of it. But he also says something I don't even want to say profound, but at the beginning of the song he kind of starts it by saying, like, the only way that you could change the monotony and the misery in your life is by, like, your perspective of life. Like, you're the only one. Oh fuck, dude, it's cliche. I hate it. I'm trying to word it so it's not so cliche, but it's like you're the only one that could change. You're the only one that could change your destiny, or you're the only one that could change your life, your future. And he prefaces the song that way, but then he goes on and talks about how life is just a miserable loop every day. So, fuck. Yeah, so that's what I got Caught in a Jar. Lyrically, that's what I have on that one. But I mean, I'm down to play it if you want.
I mean, we got plenty of other stuff. I think these are all bangers. I literally do. I think every single song here is a banger.
That's not
so
right.
we can move forward. I know it's not the most punk song on the album, so that's why it's not a banger for you. But let's get going. What's your 4B?
Oh, you're such an idiot.
What?
Oh my god, my 4B is Third Man In.
Dang.
Third Man In. My notes starts very punk with that opening riff, right?
Sure it does. Fast, it's aggressive.
It also has like a little bit of everything that you would want like in a really good punk song, but not like a hardcore punk song, but just like a good punk song. Has the catchy riff, the great bass breakdown, and a cool little guitar lead solo. I don't really want to call it a solo, but like a cool guitar lead during that bridge part. It's a very great song, very catchy. I don't know, what do you got on this one?
This is the song that I think sounds like the song Lifetime on Summer Vacation. If you don't remember the song Lifetime, that's the one where he says, sometimes she comes to me in a song. That's that song. This song sounds like that. Like almost melody-wise, but for sure instrumentation-wise, this is a bouncing soul song. You take Mike out, you put Greg in, you would never know the difference. And I think that's cool. I dig it. This is my 5B. So I don't hate this song. I think this song is fantastic. I think this song really knows. I think this song knows how to get going and let loose, and it knows how to build up, like especially the last part. It just builds up to that last part, and then just I don't know. It just keeps going on to the next song. It's a good song. It's a good song. I love it. It's a bouncing soul song though.
It's very energetic. It is very I'm trying to. This isn't the song where I wrote. I'm trying to think. Did I even write down what song I thought was a bouncing soul song? I don't know, but this might have been it. I don't remember though. But it's just so wild that Mike sounds so much like Greg, or Greg sounds like Mike. I don't know. But
I would think Mike sounds like Greg.
Because bouncing souls were
first.
True, yeah. And it's also the East Coast, it's only one state over. So I'm sure they were very aware of the Bouncing Souls at this point.
Yeah.
So lyrically on Third Man In, though, this is the only song on the record that I was kind of unsure about, but I kind of think the song is about losing respect toward a friend and then just kind of losing that friendship because of it. That's kind of what I got from this one. But I mean, even then, I just was very just unsure about that.
I got pretty damn close to like the same thing. I think because the chorus is like him speaking to somebody. He's telling someone to stand up like a man, do what's right. But then like the second verse is I think him kind of doubting himself, whereas he thinks in his mind, where he does a lot of his thinking probably, he's telling somebody to stand up for what they think is right, but then he's questioning like, damn, do I even do that? And so I think you're right. I think this is about him losing respect for one of his friends, one of his colleagues, somebody, but then also questioning himself as to whether or not he is even in that position to be given that kind of that direction or that advice, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page on that one, because this is the only one I was confused on, but yeah, you broke it down better than I did on that, so that makes sense.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Should I play a little bit of this, or should we? I mean, we can move on. We don't have to play this one.
All right.
No, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
Let's just run through your, because every song here is for a banger for me. Let's just run through your bangers. What do you got? Tell me.
We got to run through my bangers. Okay. I mean, we could play whatever you want. I'm easy going.
If it was up to me, we'd play every single fucking song on here, front to back. It'd be 40-minute episode just playing the songs. Because that's how long the album is.
My 5B is Firestarter Karaoke.
Oh,
this one was very unique within the record, because this is very, very pop punk. It sounded a lot like Green Day, super catchy, and it has a cool little guitar solo too. But it's that Green Day riff that is just so signature to that band, and I feel like they took at least a little bit of inspiration from Green Day on this one. That's kind of how I felt.
For sure.
The pop punk Green Day.
I think
still a great song though.
Firestarter Karaoke is kind of in the mid tier of banger for me. I think it's a filler song, but I think it's like the most hearty filler song we've talked about in a while. There's so much meat on this filler. There's a lot here. This is a solid drinking tune. That's what this is. Like for me, this is a solid drinking tune. And I love how there's some matching. There's like the staccato playing of the music, and then like the lyrics at the beginning of the verses, like they match each other. They're going at the same pace. I think that's really fun. And the chorus is what makes this song. It's instantly sing-alongable.
It's so catchy. It's so damn catchy.
It's unbelievable.
Should we play a little bit of this song? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Firestarter Karaoke from the Dropkick. There it is, a little bit of Firestarter Karaoke from Dropkick. This musically, this song could have, or even like vocally too, this could have easily been on Insomniac from Green Day. It has so many of those.
I for sure can hear that
now.
That
style, that dun-it, 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 dun-it. It's just that kind of staccato stopping and starting of the riff is so Insomniac. It's a great fucking song. It's a great song, and like we were talking about, that chorus too is so catchy. It's so sing along, and it's a great song, man. And that stupid little guitar. It's not even really a guitar solo. It's just silly. It's dumb. I love it though. I just love it. The lyrics to this song, that chorus, it doesn't take a big man. Like that is, yeah.
For any other band, we would just walk all over that and say that's so cheesy and it's so dumb and like, oh yeah, we're so goofy. But like, you would never say that to Mike because Mike's not like a big guy. He's not no fucking 7 foot tall dude. No, but
I think he's like scrapped in his life. 5'5" or 5'6".
Yeah, he's got no problem like whooping your ass, like making fun of his fucking lyrics. And these lyrics are so cheeseball. They're so like 10th grade and I don't know. It doesn't take a big man to knock somebody down, but a bigger man to like pick them off the ground. Like it's so dumb.
It is very stupid.
That leads into like the endearing aspect, and I hate to like dumb down the union thing and say, oh, that's just like a dumb union guy, but I think them as a band, they are purposefully dumbing down lyrics, dumbing down concepts, songs, choruses, themes to make them accessible to the semi-undereducated folk of the era in that decade, in that area. And I think that's why they got so much traction so fast.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean? They're not playing to dummies. Like, they're not dummies playing to dummies. They're guys that didn't try so hard to play to a bunch of other group of people that just want to hear some good music.
Yeah, but they're also playing to the working class. They're playing to like not just their friends, but like their colleagues or the people that in the area. Like they're playing for their community. That's what it is, and that's what's so endearing about this fucking band is that they're not doing this for like some high praise or a ton of money. They're doing it to support their community, their city, their friends, their family, their brothers and sisters. That's what they do.
Yeah,
it's so cool, man. This band is really cool. I mean, they're very unique, not just musically, but their attitude and their personality is very unique to themselves. And a lot of bands and artists can't say that. Like they don't back up what they say or do or anything like that. I think it is interesting to see that a lot of artists that even do take pride in like where they come from. A lot of the big ones that I can just think off the top of my head do come from like the East Coast, like the New York, the Boston area. Like Springsteen's a big guy too that takes pride in where he's from. But I don't know, like I can't think of anybody. I mean, besides like Sublime, kind of take pride in like the Long Beach area, but there's not really a whole lot of. But it's more of like the lifestyle rather than the area itself. You could transplant them, and as long as they can still live that lifestyle, I don't think they would care. They would have cared. Yeah. Well,
it's just
a band like the Vandals are very Orange County, and the way they represent themselves is very Orange County, especially of the 80s and 90s, but they do it in a very sarcastic, tongue-in-cheek way. Same with Guttermouth. They're very much of the area, and they know it, and they play on it, but they just make fun of it. So it's kind of the same thing in a weird way.
I mean, it's hard to compare to, because Orange County hasn't had a major catastrophe like the East Coast has been riddled with. And so you can't compare like the Dropkick Murphys helping out with the bombings and being there for the citizens the way the Vandals haven't been there for the citizens, because nothing has happened like that on this coast. So we don't know how they would react. So it's not entirely fair
not only that,
to judge the two.
I agree, but not only that, when you look at a city like Boston that has been around, the city has literally been there for like almost 300 years or 250 years, when Orange County and Huntington Beach has only been around for like, 70 years, and only the last like 40, maybe 50 years have been significant in any sort of cultural aspect, like with surfing and shit. So it is kind of hard to, or difficult to compare the two cities, because they're just so wildly different. There's way less history in Orange County and Huntington Beach than there is in Boston.
True, like an established city for sure. Boston. I mean, California's been around for like 100 and something years, but.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you go back in history, the only real cities that have any sort of significance are LA, San Francisco, maybe Sacramento, maybe San Diego. Outside of that, come on. Or Anaheim, and that's only because of Disneyland. And that's it.
I think that's a lifestyle itself too in Orange County. People make fun of Orange County so much. You see Angel games where people leave in the 7th and they don't stand up for their team, and it's just like, because it's just a different lifestyle. We're calm, yeah. We're more chill or relaxed. The weather's nice. We can wear shorts and a t-shirt most of the year, and it's not a big deal. Yeah. But, so it's not fair to say that the Dropkick Murphys are so invested in their culture, in their society, in their city, but like you said, the Vandals are also. But then on surface, it's, well, the Vandals don't do this or this or this. Well, they don't need to. There's not a call for that over here on the West Coast as there is for on the East Coast. There's no need to do that.
I think it's also because one is a big city and one is essentially a suburb of a big city. You know, Huntington Beach it's a big city, but it's like a large city, but population-wise, it's not super dense. There's no high-rises. There's nothing like Boston. So it's essentially a suburb.
Boston.
Yeah. So so what else we got?
What do you got? What are some must talk abouts?
I'm trying to think here.
I think Skinhead on the MBTA. I think that's a must talk about. I think it's an important song that they did.
I mean, let's talk about it. It's not a banger for me, but I've always thought the song or the lyrics have always been interesting. I mean,
this is
the lore of it is
this is funny because I bought when we first started collecting. The first purchase I did was Goldfinger. It was Goldfinger plus 44 and Buck Owens. And I don't know if you remember, but when I pulled out the Buck Owens, it was this band called the Kingston Trio. I didn't even get a Buck Owens album. I got a Kingston Trio album. And I was like, motherfucker. I was all mad because I wanted Buck Owens. Yeah. And I put on the Kingston Trio, and the first song that came up was Charlie on the MTA. And when I first heard it, I said, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know the Dropkick Murphys, this was a cover song. I thought they did this song. And so then that was fun. That was interesting. And I still have that album actually by the Kingston Trio, and it's good. But yeah, this is essentially a cover song, and it's a classic song for the area, and they did it proud. And the last verse for me is the best. It's fast, it's aggressive, and it goes back into the chorus, and it starts kicking up with like that fucking part, and it's some other guy from a different band that they had come and sing just the last verse. And it sounds like shit, and you don't know what the fuck he's saying. It was a guy from the band called like the Bullocks or something.
I don't. Never heard of him.
I don't know, some transplant probably. I don't know, but I don't know. This is a fantastic song. And then the part that interests me the most, the part that gets me every time is that is that last part, right? When they're singing and they're drinking. And normally I would think that this is a studio recording. This is a joke. But I also tried to research how they recorded this. And because of this band, because of who they are, because of where they were, I have no reason to not believe that they tried real hard to actually record that at a bar. And there's no reason for me to believe otherwise, because they sound like they're drunk. It sounds like they're at a bar. It sounds like it's live, because nothing really matches. Even the bass and the drum, when the drum comes in kind of a little bit, it's not on cue. It's a little bit different. And I think they mic'd up a bar real good, because the entire concept of their name, the Dropkick Murphys, is based on this fucking doctor/wrestler dude in the area. And so I think this would be, I'm going to believe, I choose to believe that this was recorded at one of their favorite bars, and they mic'd up everything, and this is what happened, because they sound drunk.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I think you're probably right. That would make sense too. I mean, considering who they were and how well known and liked they were, it was probably not a big deal that they did that, and that's so cool. That's so rad. So rad.
To end the album with drunk gang vocals, it's so dumb.
It's so cool.
Dumb. It's stuff that the bands now fake it. You know what I mean? Like, bands will get this sound in studio, and if I'm wrong, I don't want to be right or whatever, but don't tell me that I'm wrong. I want to believe that this was recorded at their favorite bar, live with all their friends. Because Pennywise did that shit all the time. Pennywise would bring people into the studio or record live in different areas for all their gang vocals. So,
which is cool. Yeah, I mean, that's how it should be.
They didn't do it either.
Yeah, I mean, especially when back in 97, 98, what would be the point of like paying people or getting people to come to the studio and do this and that? Why not just bring a few mics and like recorders, like tape recorders, and just doing this? It's just way easier and way more DIY. It makes sense. But
banger of a song.
Should I play a little bit of this song, or what do you think?
No, it's okay, because Charlie and the MTA, it's a Kingston Trio song, but it was a song before them, and there's a lot of history to it. But it's good. It's a good song. It's fun. It's catchy, but it's not their song.
It is. It's not a banger though. Yeah, either. So, just throwing that out there. It's not a banger, but it's a good song, but not a banger. Not a banger. So what else do you want to talk about? Because I'm pretty much good.
I'm good too. I just want to know how much you hated Faraway Coast.
Why do you think I hate that song?
Tyler, come on. Why are you sitting over here like pretending like... Why do you hate Faraway Coast? Tell me.
Well, I mean, the guitar, the whistling, it's so slow, it's so Irish.
The tin whistle and the acoustic guitar, they come in so aggressive too. It's so loud.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. This is the only. I mean, it's not a stinker, but it's just like, dude, I could have done without it. It's fine.
Okay,
it's fine without it. Of course, you would bring it up, just knowing. Yeah,
that's dumb. That's about it. That's all I wanted to know. Other than that, I'm good.
Such a dumbass. Okay, so let's give our final thoughts on this record, and then we'll rate it with our famous, very famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but you should give it a shot, and 0 is a trash fire. So what do you got, Jeff? Go.
This album hits hard in the nostalgia for me. It really does, and it's. I'm a very objective person, because I have to be. That's why we do this, and so it was hard this week. Okay. It was hard to separate it, but I think even like objectively, I think this album is unique. And again, when people talk about like Celtic punk music, the Pogues always come in. And dude, the Pogues were never this heavy. Because it's irritating. It's fucking irritating. It's annoying, and they did a lot of cool stuff in like the 80s. I get it, but they were never this heavy. They were never this fast. They were never this aggressive. So fuck out of here. When you talk about Celtic punk, there is only one band to talk about, and that is the Dropkick Murphys. All other bands come from this band. the spawn of Dropkick.
Okay, true.
So
True.
There is a lot of nostalgia with this band for me, and I give them a lot of passes. So I do like the folk music aspect to it. Like Celtic stuff aside, there is a lot of stuff here that is very folky, and I do like that. This album in particular is scratching the surface of like the folk part of the Celtic. Faraway Coast is one of them, but there's also other instances too where they throw it in a little bit. But overall, I mean, this album is perfect, and it is so good, and it is so of its time, and it's so regional, and it's just a perfect time capsule of what was going on. But I will say that this band would not be able to survive if Mike was still their singer and a main songwriter. For the band to get where they are today, they needed Ken Casey to step up and do more. For whatever that's worth, if you love the Dropkick music nowadays, then that's the reason why. If you hate it, then that's the reason why also. But yeah, this is a perfect 3 for sure. Like that's no brainer. Duh.
All right. So my final thoughts on this on Do or Die. This was the first Dropkick record I ever heard from front to back. Like I said, I don't remember the first time I heard them or anything like that, but this record is so much fun through and through. There's not a low moment. Even Faraway Coast, it's still a good song. It's still a good one. I really don't have anything bad to say about it, but it's definitely the worst song on the record. But man, when this song hits, it fucking hits really hard, and there's so many catchy hooks. There's so much amateur points on this record, but that's one thing that gives it its charm. And like I mentioned earlier too, the lyrics, there aren't a lot of them, but the way he presents them and the way he paints the very small picture, you're able to just expand on it on your own in your mind. And I think that's something that's really cool and unique to Mike McColgan. I think everybody kills it in the band. The drums. I mean, we barely touched upon like the other guys in the band outside of Ken Casey and Mike McColgan, but everybody kills it. You know, the guitars, the bass, the drums, the bagpipes, everything is solid stuff. So, yeah, I'm just gonna finish it with that. And with this, I'm gonna have to give this a perfect 3 too.
Oh my God!
Perfect 3
what?
as well.
What?
Yeah, no, it's a perfect record. Why wouldn't I give it a perfect score?
What?
It's a 3 out of 3. Why wouldn't I? Are you stupid?
Dude, I don't have words.
Should I not have given it?
I don't have fucking words. I have no words.
Well, I mean, I know I don't do it very often. I don't give out perfect 3s very often, but come on. I have to give this one a perfect 3.
I don't have words. I don't know.
But I mean, obviously, the other
Dropkick
Murphy records, I wouldn't give above a 2.
That's fine.
That's for sure. Like every other Dropkick is at most a 2.
I was expecting to argue and be pissed at a 2.5 rating, but I was willing to accept a 2.75 rating. But when you drop that 3, I
had to. It's a perfect record.
This must have been what people felt like when they found out Vader was Luke's father. Like, this is probably what it felt like. That's how shocked I am.
But more so because the pod is better than Star Wars.
I mean, yeah. That is true.
Yeah, it's true. Our 3 fans will agree with that too. That we are better than Star Wars.
They will definitely agree.
especially our new fan from Missouri. So, yeah. Anyway, wow. Yeah. Do we have anything else on this, or what do you think?
No, I'm fucking surprised.
All right. So thank you all for listening. Go to Apple Podcasts. Go rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Follow us on social media at Asinine Radio. And like I said before, we have a phone number. Leave us a voicemail. Send us a text. It's 503-893-5307. So go do that. That'd be awesome. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode because I'm sure it'll be good too. And that's it. That's all. Get good. What?
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
Right.
What a fuck, eh? That was an awful British impression.
That was almost like New York. Almost a New York
What the
accent.
fuck, mate? Oh, how come whenever I try to do an accent, I always just go, I just add these little grunts.
Little noises.
Do people do that in England a lot? They just go walk around, coffee, Musicians on the latest Boss Tones album. I can't even fucking talk. On the latest
Clearly.
Boss tomes? Like books, Boss Tomes. The Mighty Boss
Didn't we just
Tomes.
talk about tomes?
Yeah.
Remember on the AFI record,
for
the weather tome?
Because it's such
What a bunch of cucks.
I know, it's such a stupid thing to say. Just say fucking book, asshole.
Wait, what's the other Rancid song? The other pop hit that they did?
Skirt, long hair, black hair, Cadillac.
The Girls of Time Bomb. That's what it is. Time Bomb. Yeah.
Ugh.
That song's terrible too, but it's so good. It's because neither of them are like great singers, so they have that. Da, da, da. It's that kind of. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like,
I haven't heard you sing in a long time. That's good. Tyler, come on. Why are you sitting over here like pretending like? Why do you hate Faraway Coast? Tell me.
Well, I mean, the acoustic guitar, the whistling. It's so slow.